In today's era of anime, we have so many seasonal animes that come out constantly where it's hard to really keep up with things and see everything. And not only that, but we have so many streaming platforms and mediums of getting how you want your anime. This show in particular was one that I picked up just because I seen like not necessarily reviews, but I was kind of just looking around because I really enjoy the samurai-esque Shogun era of anime and just the Japanese history as well and lore. But this one is one that is just so greatly unappreciated. And recently rewatching Dororo and with the reboot of Rurouni Kenshin, I really wanted to talk about this so that the people that do enjoy this type of anime get a chance to see it, because it's highly criminally underrated. And probably for some reason, which it does have a extremely high level of violence, and it's very like a realistic approach, and the language is vulgar, but it is a very almost realistic feeling anime. And maybe it's not exactly 100% historically realistic, but it feels probably the closest to just a story that could possibly have totally happened. And it's not necessarily romanticizing the way of the samurai like a lot of that type of series do, because like realistically it's a tale of revenge, and the themes and the characters that go along with it, and you do meet quite a few characters as the story goes along, but it feels complete. Now, I'm only an anime watcher. I have never read the manga, which was an older manga, I want to say from 92 to it was it went further. And I know from what I understand, it does have a little bit of cut content, especially since they tried to jam all 30 some volumes into 24 episodes. But it feels complete, especially if you are just a anime viewer who wants to get into something that will just take you away. And I feel like it hits the peak points where it needs to hit the peak points all the way through the series. It does falter a little bit at the end, but that doesn't take away from everything that this show brings to the table. The music is excellent. The background and the intros and outros are superb. Especially the intro. Oh my gosh. It's probably one of my favorite intros of all time. You can't go wrong with Survive a Vision by Kiyoharu. And it just brings that vibe of like how dark and like sad it's going to be. Pretty much the premise of the series, which is probably what you're most looking for here, is that we've got our main character, and he himself, Manji, I guess you can consider him mostly the main character. He's got this curse on him where he has to kill so many men to release the curse, and he's known as the 100-man killer because he once killed 100 innocent men. And the fact that he is immortal, so he cannot be killed by any blades or anything like that. And the thing that did this to him is this like little witch nun thing who put these things that are going to be a huge point of this series called bloodworms into his body. And while he agrees to this proposal of killing 1,000 men to undo his curse, he runs into this girl named Rin. And she's a 16-year-old girl who asks him for assistance in killing these dirty, rotten, like criminal-esque bandits, or slash samurai, I suppose, who kill her parents. And at first he's extremely reluctant to do it, and she's like offering her body and anything she can, But that's not what Manji wants, because she reminds him so much of his sister. He agrees to do it for 4 years, and they go on this huge journey of just slaughtering and vengeance and redemption. And they're both on this journey to do their own cause. Like, he's trying to figure his life out and get rid of this, I'd call it a curse. Well, she's trying to get revenge and just learn how to live now without her parents, obviously, and to not just be weak. And if you meet so many characters along the way that also have their own problems, lots of villains, lots of, antagonists, it just feels so good. And one of the most satisfying things is the nice katana nice slash out with the blood splatters. It is so fulfilling. And if you haven't given it a shot, or if you even haven't heard of it, if you enjoy anything of this genre, I superbly recommend this one. It doesn't get the light of day that it deserves. And now, I know it probably doesn't help that it was on Amazon Prime. That is one big thing that I feel like took away from the accessibility. Even though a lot of people have Amazon, it's not the best promotional, especially being an ONA, because before this, there was a 2008 anime adaptation that was only, I want to say 13 or 12 episodes, and didn't cover nearly as much of the story. The animation wasn't as well, obviously being almost a decade before this one, with this one being in 2019 by Lead-In Films. And Lead-In Films, let's be honest, they have a pretty decent track record of doing things that are going to be really good. Like, for instance, speaking of, Rowdy Kenshin, you got that, with Goblin Slayer, the new season coming up here. There's just so many titles that they've done, and they prove themselves over and over again. So overall, if you're going to be watching something, or you need something to watch that's going to be, 24 episodes, so it'll take you, a couple days, or if you want to space it out, I feel like you're definitely going to binge this and want to watch this whole thing in one setting, like I definitely pretty much did. However, that's up to you. You're the viewer. It's your choice. So, with that all being said and out of the way, this has been Squids. If you enjoyed this video, or if you even, have any remote interest, please give a like. It means a lot to me. And if you're feeling extremely generous, hit that subscribe button. I upload 2 to 3 times a week, always do some seasonal reviews, and try to get some original content coming on top of that. So, thanks for all sticking around, tuning in. This has been Squids, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.